This is Get Real and Heal for high-performing women executives and entrepreneurs, where we discuss all things emotional healing and the relationships with yourself, your man, and your money. I'm your host, Jamila McMallow, wife, mother, certified cognitive behavioral therapy practitioner, mindset and relationship expert with over 20 years coaching and mentoring experience. I know that when you're the one that everyone else leans on, the leader and the trailblazer, it can be difficult to let your guard down, be vulnerable, and tend to your own emotions. So I hope today's discussion will allow you a moment to experience a life-changing realization, perhaps even a transformation. So let's begin and get real and heal. All right, we're talking about settling. This is a big pain point for women who have essentially accomplished just about everything in their career, in their business, have the success, the house, money, car, but yet are desiring to have a wonderful man to share it with, really building a relationship that's leading to marriage, the next chapter of their life, you know, the way they want to spend the rest of their lives. And I want to say for you ladies that are listening with this goal in mind that it is not unrealistic. It is a normal, natural desire. There is nothing weak about it. You do not have anything to prove. You are not throwing in the towel on your ability to take care of yourself or to be independent. It's simply that you want more. You love what you have and you want more. You want someone to share it with, and that is okay. And so, unfortunately, there's a lot of rhetoric surrounding settling, and that, well, you're never going to be able to find a man who, number one, makes as much money as you do, or who, you know, is as intelligent or driven as you, or, you know, who is any of these things that you value or think is important. And so I really want you to understand that, no, you do not have to settle for someone that you feel like is not what you want. It's not what you wanted. And you're only going to know if you're settling if you're crystal clear on exactly what it is that you desire. And the things that you desire in a man should not only be limited to how much money he makes, the kind of car he drives, what he does for a living. Those are very superficial traits. And they should not be the foundation of what you're really looking for in a man. It should be his character, his qualities. How does he communicate? How does he treat his mother? How does he talk to her? You know, how does he treat old ladies? You know, what kind of a person is he? Is he responsible with his money, or does he have a lot of debt? Does he live on his own, or is he still living with his mom? You know, what are the traits, qualities, and characteristics that actually are the foundation for the type of man that you desire? Because you can find a man that has a lot of money, who's driven and ambitious, and he could be a jerk. That's not what you want. You want a man who is equally intelligent and driven and ambitious, but also is a really good person. Loves God, loves you, is honorable and respectable and all those things. And that's not a pipe dream. That's not too much. There are happily married women all over the planet right now. You get to be one of them when you decide that's what you want. But you got to be crystal clear on what you want. Now, if you're crystal clear on what you desire, and what you desire is actually a list of things that are important, like I said, not just some of this fluff stuff. Like, oh, I want him to have this color hair. I want him to be this tall. And you can have those things on your list, you know, as things that you desire, but you need to have the meat and potatoes, okay? Look at that stuff as like a side or dessert. The stuff that actually matters, the stuff that's going to keep you together, the stuff that's going to allow you to weather the storms, the stuff that's going to make you happy to wake up every day and lay down to sleep every night and look over and cry tears of gratitude to God, are not the color of his hair and his height. It is the way that he treats you, the way that he speaks to you, the way that he fills you up emotionally, the way that he cares for you spiritually, the way that he parents your children, the way that he lovingly leads the family, the way that he makes you feel safe, the way that he manfully handles the bills and the family responsibilities. That stuff is the part that matters. And so you're not settling if you're clear on what you desire and you're singularly focused on that, and have no doubt, you have complete certainty that you're going to receive it. Now, where settling comes in is if you find yourself in the energy of desperation, to where now you're feeling like, oh, I'm running out of time, or I'm running out of options, or there's no guys in my location. I've heard that so many times. And I'm like, are there married people in your location? Are there men in your location? Okay. Have you met every single solitary man in your location? No. So stop saying that. You just haven't seen any, perhaps in the places that you're going to, the places that you're frequenting, so stop saying that. You don't know all things. You're not God. You don't know everything. You can't see everything. Stop putting limits on yourself and saying, this is why I don't have that. It's not anything outside of you. It's that you haven't decided that you want it bad enough. And wanting something bad enough doesn't mean that you're desperate for it. It does not mean that you're willing to do anything, compromise your morals and your standards to get it. It simply means that you are putting a period at the end of the sentence, like, this is what I want and that's it. And I'm going to hold this vision until it comes to fruition. And I know that it's going to, simply because I know. And then doing everything in your power to be ready and prepared to receive that outcome. Okay? But when you get into the energy of desperation and you start allowing the rhetoric, the negative conversations and negative opinions and beliefs of some of your coworkers, some of your friends, some of the people you follow online, then you can start to feel like, well, maybe I need to second guess myself. Maybe I need to start doubting myself. Maybe I need to stop believing that this is possible, because maybe it's not. Maybe I'm not being, air quotes, maybe I'm not being realistic. Realistic is compared to what? Or according to who? Realistic according to who? To whose reality? Whose? Because it ain't yours. See, when you find yourself slipping into the energy of desperation and the energy of settling for what you do not want just to have something, it is because you are succumbing to things outside of you. You are believing what's outside of you instead of trusting yourself and anchoring in your certainty about what it is that you can have. Why not? Are there not women that you follow right now on Instagram or wherever who you look at them and their husband and you think, wow, I want that? Are those people not real? That's evidence. And you don't need to find 10 people, but you could. But the fact that you just found one is evidence that it's possible for you too. That's it. And maybe because you didn't see your mother have a love like that, or maybe you never saw any of your aunts have a love like that, or anybody that you grew up with have a love like that, you might not think it's possible for you. Well, is that, I've never seen that. Great. You had never seen anybody do the things that you're doing in your job right now. You're a trailblazer. That's what you do. You pave the way for those behind you. So you've done a lot of things without evidence, but you did have evidence because you saw it in your mind first. You saw yourself doing it first. You saw yourself succeeding. You saw yourself accomplishing what it is that you want. You just simply haven't seen yourself in your mind having this. You have not envisioned this in your mind, not properly, because you doubt, because you have confusion, because you're not certain, you waffle back and forth. And if you don't have certainty, then you don't have clarity of vision. You're not focused. And you cannot create if you don't know what you are creating. You know that. Think about the last goal that you achieved and accomplished. You put your nose down and you got it done. You saw it. And you knew exactly that it was going to happen. Now, some of the hows and things like that and things that came up along the way, they were like, wow, that fell into place, or wow, that happened. Great. So the how and the specifics of that, you may not have total control over, but the destination, the result, the goal, the desire, you do, because you get to choose what it is. How you get there can vary. There's different roads to get to the same place, but you haven't decided what your destination is. You have not decided what your destination is. You have allowed other people to tell you what your destination is. Oh no, you should probably get off at the Motel 6. You're not going to find any hotels after this. No, I know the Waldorf Astoria is up here. I know that. because I saw somebody posting on Instagram that is in this city and I know it. And so I know that I just haven't gotten there yet. So no, I'm not going to stop at the Motel 6 or the Days Inn or the Howard Johnson. I want the Waldorf Astoria. And I know that if I keep driving, I'm going to get there because I already have evidence that it exists, that it's there. Somebody else is living it. Somebody else has it. That means I have the potential and the possibility to create it for myself. I've done so many other things in my life. Why not this? Yes. Yes. Why not this? So instead of looking at these exit signs and listening to your passenger who doesn't have faith or belief in anything that you do, who hasn't done what you've done, who hasn't accomplished what you've accomplished, who does not have the mental fortitude that you have, stop taking advice from people whose lives do not look like what you want. People who have not created the result that you desire. Now, nobody is going to create the exact result that you desire because we're all unique individuals. So there's no two outcomes that are exactly precisely the same, but fundamentally, the results that you desire. If they haven't done that, then no, we're not talking about your friend that's unhappily married. No, we don't need advice from her because she chose poorly. She may not know why she chose poorly, but she did. And so you, thankfully, are single, and so you're in a position to get it right so that you're able to choose wisely. But you have to perish the thought that what you desire and what you want is unrealistic. It's not going to happen. There's no man that'll do that, blah, blah, blah. You can't hear other people's voices in your head. You need to hear your voice in your head, or you need to hear mine right now. You are worthy and deserving of a good man who is going to pursue you, not cause you to have to prove yourself, not cause you to have to compete with other women. A man who is going to pursue you, who wants to provide for you financially, spiritually, emotionally, protect you, and love you. That reality exists. But are you choosing to believe it? Or are you choosing to consistently live in doubt or indecision? Because let not the indecisive one ask for anything because he won't receive nothing. Because you don't believe it's possible. You haven't decided what you've wanted and you don't believe you're going to get it anyway, so you won't. Therefore, you won't. So no, you don't have to settle. But you got to be clear on exactly what it is that you desire so you know what settling really is. You have to stay out of desperate energy. You have to stop allowing negative influences to whisper in your ear and cause you to doubt yourself and to doubt what your desire and your goal is. You got to stop doing that. So no, you don't have to settle unless you decide that you're going to settle because you believe that it's better to have any man or a man than no man or the man that you actually should have ended up with. Because when you settle, when you give up, before you've reached the goal, then you get what you get, and that's not what you want. And that's not fair to you, and it's not fair to him because he deserves to be with someone who is head over heels in love with him and thinks he is the sun, the moon, and the stars. Not somebody who just is like, well, I didn't see the Waldorf, so I just decided to get off on a Howard Johnson, exit 6. Hey, at least I have somewhere to lay my head. That's not love. That's not true love. That's not marriage. And that's not what you want. I know that. So no, you do not have to settle. You need to get clear on your vision. And you need to stand firmly grounded in your certainty. And you need to stop doubting. Visit CoachJamila.com where you'll find the links to connect with me on social media and more information on my private coaching for high-performing women.